Welcome to She's Grace Authentic. Welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time here, I am so excited, so ecstatic, so thankful, so grateful to have you here with me. Thank you for clicking on my channel. Thank you for coming to enter into this session. And thank you for loving on you, because that's what we do here. We love on ourselves. If you are returning and you have given me the continuous support, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so grateful for you. Thank you so much. If you have never been on my channel before, you have never been to a session, then I will enlighten you to know that we start off with each session with a prayer, bringing in God, bringing in spirits, and setting the tone and the energy for the session. All right? God, I bring you into this place. Spirit, I bring you into this place. The divine, I bring you into this place. The universe, I bring you into this place. Mother Earth, I bring you into this place. Mother Nature, I am one with all entities. Ancestors, I bring you into this place. I am my highest version of myself, the highest vibration, the highest frequency that I can possibly be. Spirit, I ask that you set me aside. Allow your words, your guidance to speak to the viewers through my voice. All negative energy shall be returned back to sender. And not only will that negative energy be returned back to sender, but it will be alchemized in this space, turned into a high vibration, high frequency, magical energy. Spirit, I thank you. I love you. If you have never been here before, then I would love to enlighten you that I start off each session with an oracle message or a tarot message, oracle card or a tarot card, and I like to call them a loving message. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Today we are starting off with the Universal Love Deck. The Universal Love Deck. And so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, and I'm going to ask Spirit to give the viewers, you, the viewer, a message. And so the message will resonate with me as the reader and you as the viewer. Let's see what Spirit has for us today. What does Spirit want to say? Let's see, shuffle. Give him a good shuffle. Golden Path. So we have, and the other one came up. So we have Golden Path. And then External Flame came up. External Flame. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Transcience. Transcience. I don't know. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So I'm going to start with Golden Path. Here we go. So here we have Golden Path. Continue your current course of action, even if you are experiencing unforeseen difficulties and obstacles. Every journey has its trials. Every learning, each skill, and all progress is accomplished through challenge. You move because you have pushed your body. You know because you have exercised your mind, and you know yourself by questioning your identity. This card has shown up in your reading today to encourage you to keep going. Bring the challenges close, tackle them head on, as they are not obstacles blocking the way, but an intrinsic parts of the journey. Acceptance, perseverance, and conviction will lead you on. This is your golden path. Now is not the time to give up. A bright future is in the making, even though you cannot currently see it. I love that, love that, love that, especially in regards to what we're talking about today, holding your frequency, not allowing people to bother you. So I also want to read External Flame. Let's read this one. I feel like it got stuck to the bottom of the other one for a reason. This must be for somebody. External Flame, and it's eternal. I'm sorry, eternal flame. An eternal flame glows within you. It is the flame of perpetual truth. It will burn when the opinions, advice, and urgencies of the world fade away. It is there now and always encouraging you to stand in your truth and live by your heart. Do not be swayed by popularity or trends. Investigate, consider, and put the views of others to the test. But if they don't inspire or support you, set them aside. If they contradict your beliefs and observations, leave them be. Your faith in yourself is being put to the test. Truth can withstand any trial. Will you hold your ground or give in? What is right for one is not necessarily the right path for another. Walk your own path. Know your own heart and mind. Stand firm, empowered, and liberated. Eternal Flame. I love, listen, oracle messages. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And they really resonate with, I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video yet. Sometimes I don't know the title. I just know the subject and the topic. And so today we are talking about triggers, being triggered, and how to avoid. I don't even want to use the word avoid. We are talking about how to not allow other people to bother you, how to work through frustration, how to hold your frequency. And for those who don't understand what, frequency means, you have low frequency, you have high frequency, you have low vibration, you have high vibration, you have low energy and high energy. And I don't just mean your physical energy, I mean your internal energy, right? Your spiritual energy, whatever you believe in, your soul's energy, the depth of you, your consciousness. And so this is something that I really had struggled with. And honestly, I just really started mastering this. And I'm going to be honest with you, I came across somebody by the name of Joe Dispenza. He changed my life. I've listened to some YouTube videos where he's talking on negative thoughts, and he's talking about, really how not to be bothered by anybody, and not allowing anyone to alter your mood, because the thing is that we cannot control anybody. You cannot control the actions. You cannot control the internal, mayhem that a person may be going through and how they treat you. You cannot control who other people are. The only person that you can control is yourself. And yes, we heard this plenty of times throughout life, right? But there's a difference between hearing something, even knowing something intellectually, but then truly understanding how to utilize what it is that you know intellectually, internally. And so, just recently I said that I have begun to master when I am frustrated, how to respond. And a part of that actually comes with the death of your ego, not having to prove yourself because you're so confident in yourself that you speak your truth, or you remove your energy, whichever it requires you to do. But I want to go a bit further and a bit deeper, because as I was listening to Joe, he's talking about how when, let's just say somebody triggers you, somebody, says something or does something to you that you do not appreciate, that you don't like, or they're unappreciative towards you, they don't value you, they don't appreciate you, or they take a jab at you, or they hurt you in some type of way. Our reaction, because a lot of times we react impulsively, is to fire back, jump back, right? It's to just automatically react and not truly respond. But a reaction is a response. It's just not an effective one. And when you are just reacting impulsively and not thinking it through, not being strategic in how you are moving, not being conscious and aware of how you respond to things, then you lose that frequency, that energy, that high vibration self. In order to keep and hold your frequency, in order to keep and hold that internal high vibration, that high energy, that peaceful state, it's not that you won't have obstacles or triggers to come up. It is in how you respond to them, meaning that when somebody triggers me, and something happened the other day, I mentioned this in the last video. I had to be somewhere, and this individual just completely disregarded what I had to do when it was extremely important. And so especially this is coming from somebody who stays trying to trigger me, I feel like. I don't really feel like they like me, because I'm a reflection, I'm a mirror to them, and they don't like what they see in themselves, right? And so, yeah, it's like they almost set out to be ugly or be nasty, right? But that doesn't affect me if I don't allow it to. The only way it can affect me is if I allow it to. And so in that moment, I realized that my natural reaction is to just, like, so intense, right? Go off or say something, that ego comes up and you want to get your point across, or you got to win, or you got to say this. But the thing is I have so much love and self-respect when it comes to myself that I refuse to do any of that, because I know who I am. I don't have to win the battle, because I win the war. And in winning the war, it means I win my self-sovereignty, I win my frequency, I stay calm, I stay at peace. Does it mean that I don't feel it? No, actually, it's the complete opposite. It means that I do feel it. I feel it. I observe it. I observe how I want to respond. I feel it in my body. You have to understand that your body literally has been programmed. Your brain, your body itself, your emotions, the way that you feel has been programmed for however long you have been existing on this earth. And so, Dispenza was talking about how when something arises and how you address it, and you look at the thoughts, you look at how, your body wants to respond, but you don't have to choose. But you don't have to choose that response. You don't have to, when your body wants to react a certain way, because that's how it's been accustomed to reacting, you can literally be in such a conscious, aware state to where you can see and feel the pressure within your chest. You can feel how your body is trying to react, but you're so conscious and you're so aware of what is taking place in that moment. It's like you're outside of yourself, almost observing yourself, observing your body, observing your feelings, observing your reaction internally, and being able to pause and breathe. When I am frustrated, or when something has triggered me, or when somebody ultimately really has hurt my feelings, because that's really a lot of the times what's going on, or I feel like I'm being misunderstood, or someone is, trying to do something to affect me in some sort of way that I don't like, I take a few seconds, however long, and I breathe. I literally breathe. I literally feel my body wanting to react a different way, but I hold my frequency. I hold my energy. I take the calmest, most peaceful approach, right? I internalize what's going on. And then once I have, gotten through the feeling and the emotion inside my body, maybe it's still there, maybe the pressure is still there, but I'm breathing through it. I'm getting through it. And at that moment, I begin to think of whatever it is, whatever the trigger is, whatever the obstacle is, whatever the frustration is. I begin to shift my perspective and see how I need to respond to this situation, and how I can look at this situation to help me. How is this situation helping me, or what can I do around this to make it work for me rather than against me? When the situation happened and somebody couldn't bring me to where I had to go, and they were supposed to, and they were being nasty, I had to take an Uber, and I'm like, well, maybe if I get in the Uber, it'll be somebody I'm supposed to meet. And quite frankly, it was a beautiful energy. It was a beautiful Uber ride, right? And so understanding that everything is happening for your highest good, everything is happening for you, it's not happening to you, and you shifting in that moment. Or even like with my son last night, he was saying some things and I didn't like what he was saying, and the old me would just get loud and crazy and mad and angry because it's hurting me. It's ultimately like hurting me, because I know that you're smarter. I know that you should be applying yourself more. He should, And so these things would frustrate me because I'm working so hard for not only me, but my children, and not just other people, but, my children. I'm working so hard for them to already have a paved way. But I ultimately know I can't control them. They have to control themselves. This is their lives. But at the same time, it still doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me in any way. And so I have to learn how to relax, calm down, and truly communicate to get through to him. And so when I found myself kind of feeling that pressure rising, right, as the pressure is rising, I did it again. I took some deep breaths, right? And I began to alter and shift my thinking and my outlook and see, okay, how can I get the results that I want? How can I look at this situation that's taken place? How can I speak to him to get him to truly understand what my heart is desiring, what my heart wants, what my soul wants, and how do I speak from the highest version of myself, my soul? How do I speak from, who I am at the highest level, the highest frequency, to hold my frequency and to speak to his highest version of himself, for him to step into his highest frequency? What does that look like? I took my time in how I expressed myself to him. And so that is ultimately, how it works in you holding your own peace, your own energy, and not allowing things to throw you off track, because you truly have the decision. You have the decision, you have the choice to make. It's yours in deciding whether people will continue to have you go up and down, up and down, up and down, a fluctuation, and having good days, bad days, some days everything goes right, and some days it just gets chaotic. And the decision, it's not in what is happening to you. It is you making the conscious effort and decision to decide, how am I going to look at what is presented in front of me? If you look at everything as it's happening for you, and you look at everything from a different perspective, and you're living literally in a space of gratitude, where you feel abundant and you feel love and you feel all the feels of the higher frequency, love, gratitude, right? Abundance, magnetic, beautiful, confident. You stay in that realm, that frequency, that energy, that vibration. And you don't come down to the fear, the doubt, the anger, the frustration. It doesn't mean that you're not going to feel certain things. It means that you don't feed into that energy, that you hold where you are. And it's by processing and not allowing your body, because it's been programmed a certain way for so many years, to impulsively react to situations. You have a choice and a decision, and that way your day flows, because you're consciously, constantly making, the choice to hold your peace. Keep your peace, hold your frequency, keep your energy, and effectively communicate, or hold your energy and don't communicate anything because maybe some people don't deserve it. Maybe the person who cut you off doesn't deserve you at all, right? Like, and just going through with knowing that you can't control certain things, but you can control your reaction to them. You can control how you respond. You can control yourself. You can rewire your brain. You can, rewire your body in the way that it wants to react. I mean, I'm telling you, it's crazy. I literally, when I see myself getting frustrated, I feel it. I feel this. It's like this intense, like, anxiety, this pressure that's coming up, and I'm just like, you have to feel it. You can't suppress it. You have to feel it. You have to let it come up. You have to let it rise. And then you got to breathe through it and release it. You got to let it out. You can't avoid it. You can't just suppress it and act like it's not there. No, I'm not saying to do that. I'm saying to let it come up. Let it rise up. Feel the anger. Feel the frustration. Feel the sadness. Whatever it is. Feel it, but then don't stay there, and release it. Stay in your peace, meaning breathe through the release. The breath is releasing, right? All of that negative energy. You're breathing in good, oxygen, beautiful energy, beautiful air, beautiful love, beautiful light, and you're releasing that pressure. You're releasing that frustration. You're releasing that chaos. You're releasing that ego. You're releasing, that person that hurt you. You're releasing that pain, right? You're releasing it out into the universe, and you're giving it back because you understand that whatever's taking place at that given time was for your greater good, whether you know why or not, whether you know why this is taking place or not. Right? And you figure out how to move around that situation while not letting other people get what they want out of you, or not letting, them win. Because you have to understand, when somebody is trying to trigger you and you give in, that is exactly what you did. You gave in and you lose. You ultimately really both lose. But, I'm not here to be validated by somebody else. If they want to, if they're so fucked up on the inside that they have to try to be ugly to me or nasty to me, it says a lot about you and nothing about me. And I quite frankly, I just, I don't give a fuck. I can't say that my body isn't going to react at all, but eventually it won't, because I'll be so motherfucking calm and so out the way that it's, I'm not saying that I won't ever feel certain feels or frustrations, but I do believe over the course of time, as you continue to release and reprogram your body to be calm when an obstacle comes up, because you understand whatever's coming up is, actually to get you to that next level of expansion, and it's to help you. It's to guide you, for you to go internal and guide and figure out how to guide yourself around it, which means you add a skill, because this is something that you didn't know how to get around, right? Obstacles are building you. Then eventually, you do the work and you breathe through it, and then it just becomes like a part of you. You become rewired. I don't think that I'm not sure. I'm not yet sure to say that I won't ever be frustrated, but I know I will never respond how I used to respond ever again. I will never, ever respond like that anymore. Anymore. Inty. That's my word. Inty. No, I am too valuable. My frequency is too valuable. My peace is too valuable. My love is too valuable. My emotions is too valuable. My inner soul is too valuable. If I would have given in and reacted, it would have messed up everything else I had going for the day. And I just won't allow anything or anybody, definitely not myself, to sabotage what I am working so hard for. Something that, is simple. It's really simple, honestly. We just make things way bigger because we have been programmed to do so. And, we've been on this guarded mode of having to fight. I heard something where it was talking about how, back when it was like in the wilderness times, and I guess they say like the caveman times, you had to physically, fight for your life. And now today, it's like our bodies have been programmed for that, but we're not under attack in that way. But it doesn't mean that we still don't have people trying to attack or situations trying to attack. But we really have the choice to say, that's not who I am anymore. And I choose the higher energy of myself. I choose to respond with grace, with love for myself. Fuck anybody else, for myself. I choose peace. And this is something that I have been really dealing with. It was emotional maturity. And the next step was how I respond to people, or how I'm able to deal with people when I am upset or frustrated. They both go hand in hand. But this part of it, I feel like, is huge because it really helps you with anybody wants to trigger, or when anything comes up, or, even if like you have a flat tire, if you lose your job, if whatever you could, think of. It doesn't even have to be people. It could just be financial situations. Whatever you could think of, you need to release the emotion of it and look at it from a different perspective and see what's really going on and how you can overcome the situation and not have to lose yourself in it. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose your energy. Don't lose your peace. Don't lose your frequency. Because the universe, God, spirit, you won't receive what you desire until you hold your frequency. It's not going to come in. You have to understand there's going to be tests. That's what this is. It's tests. Because the universe really wants to give you all that is already yours, but you can't receive it until you know how to hold your frequency and not allow others to affect that frequency. You got to stay there. And I really just want to encourage you to know that if you've gotten this far in this message and you are listening to me, you are amazing. You are incredible. You were destined for greatness. You are meant to evolve. You are meant to go after all your dreams. You are meant to be a billionaire. You were created for wealth. You were created for abundance. You were created to be loved. You were created to be seen. You were created to be heard. You were created to have amazing, endeavors and an amazing, amazing, beautiful, rich, abundant life. Because that is my frequency. And if you have tapped into my frequency, which obviously you have because you are here with me, then I want you to know that you cannot allow anybody else to come in and alter your peace, your energy, your vibration, your frequency, because you're getting ready to receive everything that you have ever wanted. It's on its way. It's right there. But if you don't hold the frequency, it's you got to work again to make sure that it's like it drops, right? And the universe can see that. God can see that. Spirit can see that. It's who you are. Your frequency is how you feel within yourself, about yourself, and in your body. And a person who loves and adores and has the utmost confidence and respect for themselves isn't just going to respond to anybody just because somebody's mad or somebody is nasty or jealous or whatever. Who cares? So fucking what? Who gives a fuck? Fuck them. Let them do whatever they do. You do what you do. You do what you do. You do you. You hold your ground. You hold your peace. You hold your frequency. And you get everything that's meant for you. You call that shit in. Because you know that you know that you know that you're that. Right? Don't allow people to come in and destroy what you have built. They ain't worth that shit. Fuck them. And ultimately, I'm not saying that, in a negative way, but whoever takes it, however, it's good. It's good. I don't give a fuck. I love me. I'm worried about me. That's what I'm worried about. Me. Me and mine. Whoever's for me and me. But first, me. My peace. You ain't gonna play with me. And I don't mean in a way where I gotta go off and because I'm playing with my motherfucking self at that point. You're not going to play with me in the sense of you ain't getting none of my valuable trillion. If we had to equate it to money, there ain't no money that's the equivalent to my investment of my emotions, my energy, my love, my time. There's no amount of money on this earth that could pay me that. Ain't nothing that you could give me physically that is worth my time, who I am, my love. So if you can't do the work to figure it out, I don't give a fuck. That's on you. I'm still moving forward. I'm holding my frequency and I'm leaving your ass at wherever you at in life. Stop playing with yourself. You were created and destined for greatness. You were destined for more. If you were listening to me still, type greatness. Type I am great. Connect with this energy. Connect with this frequency. I am love. Type that in. I'm going to hold my frequency. Type that in. Remember, when something comes up, breathe, feel it, release it, and change your perception. I'm not saying the process is easy, but it's most definitely worth it. I love you. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you need help with holding your frequency, keeping your peace, staying in alignment, please go to www.sacredalignment.life. All right. I have the link in the description. You can book a session with me along with a reading. And please go follow me on all social media platforms. So Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. As well as hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, comment, share. If you are going through anything and you want me to do a video on it, please comment or send it to me in my DMs. It will be anonymous and I will do a video to help you. I love you so much. I thank you and I bless you. Mwah, 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 mwah.